Hello friends, my name is James Hawkins, and as always I'm joined by my good friends Brian Castiglione and Anthony Alessino, as well as my younger brother, Jack Hawkins. On this show we're all about parlays, overs, unders, spreads, and money lines. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Parlay-Vous. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Parlay-Vous podcast. We got Brian Castiglione. We got Jack Hawkins, your boy James Hawkins. We got a guest speaker today, Anthony Alessino, joining the pod. Welcome to the pod, Alessino. I don't know, have you done many of these before?
Listen, if I'm a guest spot and through 4 weeks I've won 3 guess the lines, you guys gotta step your fucking game up. It's not even possible.
Today. I didn't even watch football on Sunday, so you better hope I don't win.
I'd love for somebody to win. Besides Jack. Jack got 1.
Gonna make that dose.
You get a haircut?
I've had a haircut. I was at your house on Sunday and you didn't
But
notice
I don't
that.
think Jack should be able to read it out because Jack was giving fucking wacky wonky spreads.
What do you mean?
It sounds like your butt hurt.
We'll let Brian read them out today.
Yeah,
Yeah. He was like
even
plus
bet
2.
down.
Never mind, -2.
Okay.
Can't be dyslexic when you're keeping score, dude. Cannot.
That's why you keep score.
I can't hold a microphone, keep score, and read the spread. I can't do it all.
He's a man of many talents. He can do everything.
The D. Malenko
Listen,
podcasting.
The Hoctopus is just a nickname. I don't actually have an extra set of arms and legs. You know, if I did, I wouldn't even need you here, Jack.
That's crazy.
Damn.
That's
God
crazy.
damn.
So let's get right into it.
Low-key burn. Go
The
ahead.
New York Giants fucking suck at football, huh? How
Low-key
dreadful.
burn.
I mean,
It was a dreadful football watching experience last night.
yeah.
From start to finish. Just overall awful from a mid-pack team. Like, this is a wild card team at their ceiling, I feel like.
That
And
might
that's-
not even be the ceiling, honestly.
Yeah,
The
I mean-
Seahawks. The Seahawks.
Oh, the Seahawks. Oh, okay.
Which is kind of unfair to say, right? Because they're in the NFC West with,
No, I think
with the
that's fair.
Niners. So it's like kind of, well, yeah, by default, they're not going to win the division. Take the Seahawks, put them in the NFC East. They're still a fucking wild card team. Like, forget about the fact that they play in the same division as the Niners. Their ceiling is wild card team. I don't know. Is Geno 1 year of a flash in the pan? Or is Geno legit? We don't have answers to any of these questions. All we know, Pete Carroll is a good football coach, and the boys are going to put forth effort on defense. Giants, on the other hand,
Yeah.
what's going on? I mean, we found Kayvon last night.
Right.
Yeah, he
Kayvon
got 2 sacks.
fucking logged himself into the stat sheet for the first time in his career.
Nobody else did, though. I mean, I was texting you last night. I don't know how many times I wrote the Giants suck. I mean, it was the first, the offense.
Between the two of us,
Yeah.
I think it's like 6 or 7 text messages, and then I sent the YouTube clip from Scott Pilgrim versus the World where they're like, "This sucks."
Yeah, it was tough. I think that was during the fumble. The first fumble.
The Giants suck text was right off the rip when Kenny Walker almost took it to the crib.
Yes,
was-
and no one bothered to wrap him up secondary after he was running, and there's no whistles blown. Everyone's just kind of like, oh, okay, it's over. And then he wound up with I don't know how long it was. I think it was like 40 or 50
70
yards.
something.
70 something.
It came back,
That-
but he was
yeah.
down. But
The offense looks horrendous. I mean, Daniel Jones seems more and more like a mistake, and I can't even really blame it all on him because he barely has any time to pass the ball as it is. I mean, that's pretty much what I saw offensively. The line just collapsing. Daniel Jones running for his life, and if he's not running for his life, he's the only person producing on the offense. But I guess it's unjustified in saying it was a mistake because he is kind of doing all the work. But it's kind of remarkable that we signed Waller, we signed Simmons on the other side of the ball, and we're worse off than we were last year. Nothing's gotten better. The offense, remember last year the Giants were 5-0 out the gate? Things looked amazing. We had no one receivers. We still have no one receivers. We have Saquon not really back, but now we have Simmons and we added a top 5 tight end, and we are moving the ball worse down the field. We've been outscored, 80-3 at this point, I think it is, or 80-6?
in the first half, the Giants have been outscored 77-9
That's what it was.
through the first 4 games of the year.
That's
They only
wild.
led a game for 16 seconds.
They're the only team in the NFL to not score a first half touchdown this year. they are one of two teams to not take a single offensive snap with the lead. Do you know who the other team is? Don't think about it too hard.
The Jets.
The Jets.
Yeah.
Jets and the Giants are the only two teams in the NFL to not take an offensive snap with a lead all year.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to correct this. I think we have corrected on the pod, but I don't think when you were here. We were talking about that draft class from 2021, right, or 2022.
Yeah.
Thibodeau goes 5. Evan Neal goes 7. So the Giants actually passed on an opportunity to take Garrett Wilson or Drake London twice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, did they need the offensive line help? They sure did.
Absolutely.
They also needed playmakers, and Garrett Wilson looks like a top 5 guy already at 22, 23 years old. Not saying it because I'm a Jet fan. I mean, he would have been this no matter who took him. It's less about that and more about, are we leaning towards bust on both of these guys? I know it's early, but are we leaning towards bust on both of them, considering their top 10 picks?
We're talking Kayvon.
Kayvon and Evan Neal. Evan Neal looks like a goddamn... He's
Evan
playing...
Neal's more of a bust than Kayvon.
Evan Neal is playing goddamn Matador offensive line out there.
Looks like a fucking turnstile.
The problem is, I don't think anything is to blame on Daniel Jones. I'm not giving up on Daniel Jones at all. I am, as Jimmy would say, keeping all my stock in Daniel Jones. It's 100% the offensive line. Last time was a fucking joke. And other teams, Eric Armstead on the 49ers tweeted, joking about how easy it was to sack him. Wish we played the Giants tonight. I want 11 sacks. Daniel, why did you get rid of the ball when you played us and you didn't get rid of the ball when you played them? Daniel Jones is just in the press conference. Did you watch him in the post conference?
No, I only saw the Dable clip that Hawk showed me. I didn't see him.
Apologetic like you wouldn't believe.
Really?
Every single time someone asks him a question, he's like, just got to be better. I just have to be better. We're not going to win if I'm not better. My God. You gotta, it's like playing flag football. They get 3 seconds and it's a full fucking free rush to the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He has no time at all to do anything. He threw one ball over 10 yards past the line of scrimmage. And no time.
Part of it is the offensive line's no good. Part of it is a huge testament to Saquon Barkley not being out there. I mean, it's a completely different football team. Football is the ultimate team sport. That's why everyone who plays it loves it so much. That's why parents like putting their kids in it when they're young. That's why it's the only sport where you can't just insert one. You can't insert Patrick Mahomes on 31 other teams and put them right into the playoffs. It's not going to happen. It's the only sport where one guy isn't going to change the difference of a game. But my God, is this Giants offense night and day when Saquon Barkley is on the field.
How many teams do you think you could put Patrick Mahomes on if they would make the playoffs?
I'd say 15 of them.
Really?
Do you think it matters who's playing quarterback in Carolina right now? Do you think it matters who's playing quarterback in Chicago right now? In Denver?
I think, and this could be my opinion, I think he takes 26 to 28 teams to the playoffs.
Yeah, I kind of agree with House,
I don't, because Andy Reid is a huge part of it.
Yeah, and Kelsey.
Andy Reid isn't coming with him no matter where he goes, And also, it's early, and we do this every year with the Chiefs now. Are we seeing signs of the lack of Eric Bieniemy?
No.
It's fine. We don't have to make this a Pat Mahomes dissertation. Let's at least get through the New York teams first, and then we could go elsewhere throughout the league. But there's a lot of things. Look, we say this when we talk about the 2018 draft. We could go back in time to 2018, to April, 2018 right now, and take the card out of Woody's hand and McCagnon's hand and put Josh Allen's name on the card and go take him instead of Sam Darnold. He's also still on his third team by now. If the Jets drafted Josh Allen instead of Sam Darnold, nothing changes. Nothing.
So you're saying they're absolutely helpless?
What?
So you're saying they're helpless then?
Who, the players?
No. The Jets.
I'm saying, well, the Jets have been that same Adam Gase, Mike McCagnon, that entire or everyone that was involved in the staff of that team. Yes, garbage, useless. The Jets haven't developed a quarterback in my entire life. Chad Pennington.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to say that I'm going to leave it off with that was absolute garbage for the Giants. It's going to be tough to watch. The season's probably already over.
I feel the same way. It feels like it's getting worse every week. And like I texted you last night, not saying the obvious, this schedule is not getting easier.
No. And don't tank out. Because if you tank out, Daniel Jones' job is in trouble.
Why would you trade draft capital, especially premium draft capital, in a first 3-round pick for a guy who's supposed to be your number one playmaker outside of Saquon, who's lighting up camp all year? All year, Darren Waller's lighting up camp. They look great together. 3 targets last night, and 2 of them were after the game was already over. Yeah. That's not acceptable. That's not acceptable. I don't want to hear about game flow. I don't want to hear about the offensive line. I don't want to hear about anything. How many? Noah Gray catches more balls. Blake Bell gets more targets than Darren Waller does.
Blake Bell is fucking dude.
There's plenty of ways to get a tight end the ball involved.
You watched the game though, all right?
The Giants game last night.
Yeah, you watched him get hit so many times that when he dropped back, he was even when he had a fucking split second, he was expecting to get hit. Everything was rushed. You can't operate like that. Mm-hmm. Blake Bell gets more targets than Waller and Noah Gray. Why? Mahomes got time back there. Yeah. Mahomes can look and fucking let a guy get downfield. Mahomes makes mistakes sometimes with too much time.
Manufacture touches for your guys.
I agree.
You need to manufacture touches. He's a tight end. He's lined up out tight. Snap the ball, take 2 steps back, the guard and tackle, tight end screen. Snap, bang. You need 5.5 seconds to throw a tight end screen. And it might not work. We might be sitting here with the same results, but at least your number one pass catcher on the team is you're trying to involve him. Mm-hmm. One of the big problems with us with Garrett Wilson through the first 3 weeks were they're not involving him enough. They're not gonna, and then it's like, oh, the offensive line and this and that, and there's not enough time. Figure it out. Throw him a fucking bubble screen. You need to get your playmakers involved early and often. Does Matt Stafford seem to give a fuck, or does he just get Puka Nacua the ball 10 times a game?
Yeah.
Gotta get your playmakers involved, especially. I don't know. I don't think you guys were excited about it at all. I don't think you felt any particular kind of way about it. But from the minute that Paris Campbell was the big free agent acquisition, we were in fucking trouble, dude.
Yeah, and I was going to text you last night, and this is no disrespect to Paris Campbell, but he shouldn't be wearing number 0. Someone else has got to get number 0.
Why do you feel that way?
I don't know. I just feel like he should.
Would you rather any DB have the number 0?
No, I don't know who on that team should wear number 0.
I can't wait to see
the first. Not him.
Can't wait to see the first number 0 quarterback.
Their best wide receiver is Wendell Robinson.
I think it's Jalen Hyatt.
I think it's Jalen Hyatt.
Yeah, I think it's Jalen Hyatt for real.
As of today,
currently, yeah,
it's Wendell Robinson.
But Wandale went out hurt again last night. I think he returned to the game.
He did, but
he's 5'7", 160 pounds. Like
until Jalen Hyatt gets on the field, dude, you can't throw deep balls with that time like that.
I know. That's really.
You can't even tell Jalen Hyatt go run a go. And let me see if I can outthrow you. You can't even do that.
Forget about the offensive line. You're not doing that against Devin Witherspoon and fucking Tariq Woolen, dude.
Did you see the play? Did you see the play last night where Slayton was in the block and Evan Neal pushed Slayton down and let the blocker go untouched?
Yeah. Really? No, I didn't see that.
Yep.
So that's where we're at.
Evan Neal. Now look, I'm no expert on NFL schemes and concepts, but football at a basic level, offensive line play, you're supposed to pass block inside, on, outside. Mm-hmm. Evan Neal's first step is to the wide 9 defensive end, all the way on the outside to the right, when Slayton is on him to chip. So look, maybe Slayton's just chipping and supposed to release anyway, but he completely missed the linebacker on the inside stunt. You need to go inside on outside because inside is the fastest track to the quarterback. Even if a free rusher comes, it needs to be around the outside, not on the inside. So there's a lot of things that were wrong with that. Again, I don't claim to know anything about NFL blocking schemes, but basic football is you can't let the guy get the closest fucking most direct beeline to the quarterback.
Right.
At that
Especially
point,
if-
hold him, leg whip him, grab his ankle, put him in the ankle lock like the Chiefs did to the fucking Jets
Yeah,
on
that
Sunday.
was wild.
Do something. Keep your quarterback upright. Take the fucking 10 yards. Last thing I really want to say about this game, I sent you guys the tweet. I don't want to fuck yours up here, but I believe it was 2004. The Jets went 4-12. They hired a new head coach, Eric Mangini. They won a bunch of one-score games, went 10-6. They were calling him the man genius here on the back of the fucking New York Times. Next season, they come back and go 4-12 again. Kinda Dayball-esque if we're going the way we're going right now. Won a ton of fucking games by one possession. Didn't have a ton of talent. Now all of a sudden, here we are. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't believe that. I'm on the school of thought that you have probably one of the top 3 best left tackles in football who hasn't played since week 1. You will have a premier center in their third round draft
John
pick,
Michael
right?
Schmitz.
Evan Neal to me is like Becton. Are we gonna be something or are we not? Are you gonna prove it or are we not? I know that he's not the physical specimen that Becton is, but still. Again, we're sitting at 1-3.
He also doesn't have the record of dominance that Becton has had when he plays.
No, but this is the thing. We're sitting at 1-3 and we go play Buffalo Bills. And I know odds are we're not going to beat them. What?
In Buffalo.
Yeah, odds are we're not going to beat them. And if we do, we're sitting here next week talking about how, hey, the Rome isn't burning. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's too early. Hey, yeah, we're in trouble. And if you're asking me my opinion, I think the season's over. I don't think Dable being on top is over. I don't think Dable being the Giants coach is over. There's no way. Dude, they could lose every game. He's not getting fired.
No, I don't think he's going to get fired.
No.
So that's what I'm saying. So he's got at least not only this year, next year to prove that he's not a flash in the pan. And everything I've heard outside of the Giants, how other players speak about him, they don't have a damn bad thing to say about him.
Right.
So I'm going off of that. And my little to no real insider football knowledge at all. I don't know how the guy, coaches or practices or, anything like that. I'm just going off of the eye test, and the eye test says he's not. Because wasn't Pat Shermer really good his first year too?
I don't know if he was really good in his
Well,
first year.
9-7?
Maybe. Last
Nick
Giants
fell off the cliff?
wasn't the last Giants head coach to make the Yoffs? McAdoo? Benny Slickback?
McAdoo's a tremendously bad coach.
Turd. He's a turd, dude. All right, here's a fun little mini game we'll play, and then we'll move on. We'll cross the fucking pond to the green and white. We're gonna lay out nightmare situations, right? It's April, May 2024. It's a Thursday night in late April, early May. Giants are picking early. I'm gonna tell you who's on the clock. You tell me if you take him and eat the money on Danny Dimes. Caleb Williams. Giants are picking number 1 overall. Caleb Williams allegedly put out 5 teams that he's willing to play for. Other than that, he's going to go back to school. The Giants were on that list. Caleb Williams, you take him. You're stuck with Jones for 1 more year. There is an opt-out after next year, but they're going to wind up eating. You're going to eat a ton of money in the process.
And you're telling me just no trade offers, right?
No, they're the number 1 overall pick.
I'm saying, but am I telling you if I've drafted him, or am I telling you I'll trade it out?
No. Would you take him? Would you draft him and move on?
If I'm not trading out, I'll draft him.
I don't really know much about Caleb. The hype is so real, it seems like.
We got time, but I'm not a fan.
Strictly from the limited knowledge I know about him, it would. God, it's tough. I really think right now I would say yes with the way things are going. But if Daniel Jones, if the line starts playing a little bit better and he goes back to the way it was last year, then I think we're back in the fucking same conundrum we were at the end of last season. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is that? He's not good enough.
So then you're saying just draft Caleb anyway?
What are we talking about?
Right. I see what you're saying.
Right. So drop 2 slots down the board. Now you're picking 3. Caleb's not there. Drake May is.
I don't
No.
know shit about Drake May, but
No.
if Alcino say no, I'll have to say no.
No, because there's a guy named Marvin Harrison Jr. And they can use him
That's a great point.
probably
actually.
more than they can use a quarterback.
That would be
You're right,
fucking
but
phenomenal.
he's probably. I mean, he's probably not going to be there. He's going to probably
Think
be
he'll
the
go 2?
first. He's probably going to be the first non-quarterback off the board.
I'm holding out hope. So if he's also not there, I'm still not taking him. I think there's too much talent at the top 3. I think Caleb's the only one you turn it around for. Unless you're going to say something crazy now, like second round.
Second round?
Is that what you're going to say?
No. I was going to go down the list. I was going to go to Michael Penix next.
Maybe. Kid's legit.
Even though you got this weird thing against lefties.
I do. I have this horrible thing against lefties. But what pick you think?
I'd say Penix right now is probably in the 12 to 28 range.
Yeah, I know that there's like this stigma with first-round quarterbacks, gotta start them.
But remember, this time last year, Anthony Richardson was a day 2 prospect. And he went fucking 3rd or 4th or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you gotta remember, there's so much time for... I'm telling you, Bo Nix is going to fucking get his way. He's going to wiggle his way into the top 15 of the draft next year. He's going to convince somebody to take him.
I wouldn't take that guy for nothing.
6'4",
You don't throw the ball
strong arm.
above the line of scrimmage.
Did you watch the Colorado game, though?
Yeah.
He threw it deep. He slung it a little bit.
A little bit, dude. Their scheme is very close to the line of scrimmage. It's a lot of yak.
One of the best running teams in college. All right. So basically, the general consensus here is we're going to keep building around DJ for at least another couple of years.
I wouldn't.
It's just a damn shame that we're never going to see, we'll probably never see a really good, skilled team around DJ in his prime.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, we'll never see a solid offensive line with Darren Waller, with a Marvin Harrison Jr., with like a legit guy, like a T. Higgins. You know what I mean? Like, you put T. Higgins and, let's say, T. Higgins and Mike Evans. I'm saying something stupid. Guys I think we could get if in the offseason. You know what I mean?
Right.
Obviously, it cost a fortune. But then two, Waller, Saquon, and Daniel Jones. I mean, what kind of upgrade is that?
Right.
Yeah, but it'll never happen. Because the Giants just won't ever spend that much money.
Yeah, they don't do things like that.
Last time the
No,
Giants...
because they got burned, and now they're trying
the last
to...
time they did it.
Galladay killed them.
Yeah.
So did Adoree Jackson.
What?
So did Adoree Jackson.
Yeah, but if
I mean, he's still on the team and playing solid, but like it wasn't worth the money they spent on him.
if Galladay did what he was supposed to do, he's still the number one right now.
Right.
He's out of the league.
Yeah, he's not signed right now.
He had the same numbers that Megatron had through the first 6 seasons. He's out of the league. I repeat.
That's a credit to Matthew Stafford, one of the most underrated quarterbacks of the last 20 years.
That's wild to me. The man had Megatron numbers. If you took player A and player B and didn't tell me who they were and lined up catches and said, these are Detroit greats, you'd be like, well, that's Megatron. I don't know who the other one is, but that's Megatron.
It's Megatron and Golden Tate.
Yeah. And if you're wrong, it's Kenny Galladay. And he's out of the league. Can't write that shit. Let's talk about the Jets.
Yeah, that's pretty.
All right, let's talk about the Jets. Lot to unpack here. I'm going to start first and foremost. I originally, if we did this podcast, it's at 8 a.m. Monday morning. Got a lot of choice words for Rodney Harrison today. We're not. It's Tuesday night. I've settled down a little bit on it. Enough people have killed him in the media, but I'm still, like, shame on Rodney Harrison. Honestly, shame on Rodney Harrison for being, if you don't know, we'll tell you real quick. On the Sunday Night Football post-game show, on the field still, they interview Chris Jones, and Rodney Harrison was begging him to talk shit about Zach Wilson on primetime national television. begging him.
Like setting it up.
He was like, when you guys watched the film, you had to think that, this was going to be an easy day for you. And Chris Jones was like, no, I mean, we expected to be in a battle. And Rodney Harrison said, oh, really? Come on, you're not watching the film? Like, this dude's garbage. And Chris Jones, credit to Chris Jones, class act, really talked up Zach Wilson, did all the right things. Rodney Harrison winds up apologizing to Zach Wilson personally Monday morning. Here's my problem, dude. The apology needs to be just as loud as the disrespect. You called Zach or you texted him and you did all the right things behind the scenes, but you still didn't stop at all when you had your moment on national television in prime time to drag him when that was the largest football show audience since last year's Super Bowl. Sunday Night Football, 27 million viewers. Let's say half of them stuck around. In front of 15 million people, you dragged him and tried to put the knife in the chest and end a 24-year-old who's still trying to figure it out, who's already getting dragged through the mud by every local fan, every local talk show, ESPN. Everyone loves dragging this kid, and you just had to try to make it worse for everyone to hear, but now you want to apologize for just him to hear. You got it. You got 2 left.
But stop, because it worked out in the absolute best case scenario. At 10 million of the 15 million people that saw it, they think Rodney Harrison's an asshole. The other people that don't even consider Rodney Harrison part of it, they just step aside and look through it. Chris Jones, who many consider the best defensive player in the league, gave Zach a fucking massive compliment. And then another. Did you watch the whole thing, Brian, Jack?
Yeah, I liked how
I saw bits and pieces.
when he was talking about with Hawks, when he was like, you gotta look it up, and you say this man's garbage, and Chris just stopped for a second, and he was like, no. And it was just like this weird pause.
He goes, no, right?
Yeah.
That kid is special. He just needs to figure it out.
So you just got to give him time.
Yeah.
You got to give him time. That boy is special, he said.
And then Rodney Harrison said, I think he had a special night. I wouldn't call him special.
Yeah, and then Chris reiterated, no, that boy can play. He's special. You'll see. He's special. To say that, being Chris Jones, come on, dude. Fuck the game. Who cares? That's the home run win right there. Dude.
Yeah, that was good.
The Jets
Plus
heard
everything
that.
Mahomes was
Everybody
saying
heard that in the
too.
locker room was probably like, wow, we got a guy. We got a guy. Like, yo, he looked like a guy.
He looked like everything that I thought he could have been coming out of BYU. Jack, you've been dying to get on the mic. Let's hear it.
I was going to interject in between in bits and pieces, but I don't really know how to feel because it's week 4, and we've seen 2 sides of the same coin.
Here's what I'll tell you. I'll tell you how I feel. Zach Wilson played absolutely fucking incredible last night, Sunday night. I know he fumbled the ball, and you can't have that, and it ultimately wound up being the game killer. And he's, it's my fault, bro. I lost. And what a 180 from the end of the Patriots game.
That's it.
Yeah, he's agreeing with you.
Oh,
What
a 180 from the end of the Patriots game when he sucked on the field for 60 minutes, and they come out and said the defense only gave up 3 points. Do you feel like you let them down? No. Completely different. Now, who would have thunk it? The fucking 22-and-a-half-year-old, 23-year-old, now he's 24. He's grown up a little bit. Aaron Rodgers is there showing him the way. The biggest disservice the New York Jets ever did to Zach Wilson was not bringing in any real competition from the start and not bringing in a real mentor from the start. Because the minute they decided they needed a veteran backup, they brought in Joe Flacco, who had no interest in helping anybody out. He still thought he had enough gas to go out there and start and win games for a team. So that was a huge disservice that the Jets did to Zach from the beginning. If you're one of these people who has said at least once, Zach just isn't an NFL quarterback, that's it. There's no coming back now. Don't come back and turn around and no, I always saw it. Fuck you. That's my quarterback. I never stopped backing up Zach Wilson. This is everything we said last week. You said it on last Tuesday's show. Stop running the ball on 1st and 2nd down. Mix it up. There's nothing left to lose. Let the kid rip. He ripped the football. That back shoulder throw to Ty Conklin at the start of the second half, name me 7 guys that can make that throw. The touchdown to Alan Lazard.
Well, Collinsworth said, is that Aaron Rodgers back there? Or
There's
is that Zach
not
Wilson?
7 starters that can make those throws.
Okay. I was 100% right. The only thing I was wrong about Tuesday night was I said the Jets might win and shock the world. The Jets lost by 3 and shocked the world. It's still enough. It's enough. It's early enough in the season where losing a game like that, and now Zach Wilson is going. He silenced people. He silenced the locker room, more importantly. And if he goes out and plays like he did Sunday, right, next week, he's going to win the game. They're going to win.
And
He's gonna
then
murder Sean Payton.
And then the Eagles are beatable, bro.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, though.
Like
It's from last Monday, it was, we need a, I'm not saying you guys are saying it, I'm saying the media. We needed a replacement quarterback for Zach Wilson. And today it's,
Nah.
8 days later, maybe he figured it out. Maybe he don't look so bad. Could you give him a fucking chance? The biggest thing we saw, and I'm going to stick to that, was the way he responded to the media. Taking blame, or not blame, but saying, hey, it's on me, I got to be better, instead of don't care, as last year. The difference, marginal. You see it. Now you see it.
Right.
You see the difference. You see the confidence on the field. You see him talking off the field. You know what I mean? Like,
I just got to be completely honest and level about the whole thing. I'm not shocked about what happened with Zach. Am I shocked it was a close game and they almost won? Sure am, based on the way things have been going. I sure the fuck am. I'm not shocked about the way Zach Wilson played. If you've been paying attention, if you watch football, if you actually watch what's happening instead of just seeing the results and getting pissed off about it, this shouldn't be a shock to you. He played very well against the Cowboys. He played pretty well against the Patriots. But when it's 1st and 10 run, 2nd and 10 run, 3rd and 9, Zach go figure it out, it's not going to work. And it's the offensive line sucks. And it's Zach sucks. And it's this and it's that. No, sometimes it's just a matter of fucking play call and scheme. And if you're this mad about the offensive line, we got a center playing guard, a rookie center playing guard. By the way, hasn't allowed a pressure in 2 starts. In his 2 starts, he hasn't allowed a pressure. We got a guard playing tackle. We started the season with a 39-year-old left tackle. This is only the 2nd game this offensive line has played this combination. We're going McGovern in the center, Joe Tippmann at the right guard, AVT at the right tackle, Laken Tomlinson at the left guard, and Mekhi at the left tackle.
Mekhi played left?
Yeah, because Dwayne Brown got hurt. I don't give a fuck what happens with Dwayne Brown the rest of the way. Barring injury, this is the way the offensive line has to go the rest of the year. And it's amazing what'll happen when you throw a couple of bubble screens on 1st and 10. Throw a slant on 1st down. The running game magically opened up, right? The passing game looked great.
I want to say this before we cut off the segment. We said it all Sunday, me and you, Sunday night. Can the receivers catch the fucking ball?
Conklin dropped a touchdown. Michael Carter dropped that ball when Zach made an incredible play. That was, who knows how far it was going to go.
Right.
Garrett Wilson, they say it's an overthrow. I say it wasn't. If one hand touches the ball, you can catch it. I don't think he ever expected the ball to
Right,
catch
I
it.
didn't see it. There were 2 clear 14 points on the board. 2 touchdowns dropped.
Really?
Tyler Conklin dropped the ball in the end zone.
Really?
One play was insane. Garrett Wilson got out of it and somehow made the throw. Hit both Conklin's hands. I knew he was diving. Hit both his hands, though, and he couldn't reel it in. To me, you can talk, you can say what you want, and you can hear all the rumors that, the Zach doesn't have the locker room. Hey, buddy, you got to make those catches, dude.
Right.
We win that game, you make those catches. Doesn't even get... The way it looked in the second half, or when, I shouldn't even say it, the second quarter, when the Jets started turning this around, because it looked like it was going to be 42-0 in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
At halftime, I was like, Jets are winning this game. And I was pretty confident the Jets were going to win it. And they just didn't, their skilled position players didn't make the plays. But Zach Wilson sure did.
But you know what, though? We're talking, DJ Reed in the preseason's talking about this could be like an 85 Bears level defense. Don't spot the best offense in the NFL 17 points before you decide to start playing defense.
Yeah.
Spotted them 17
Right.
points, right? Maybe if they got one stop out of the first 3 possessions, it's a different ball game, right?
Yeah.
It could be a different ball game. We're gonna have to talk about the flag, and we're going to lose you. So we're gonna have to bring you back when we have the flag conversation. So I'm gonna get out of this now, re-invite you, and we're gonna keep it going before you get back. All right?
But yeah, most definitely, I think it's more of a matter of how the team's playing as a whole. I feel like the momentum just changes drastically whenever the offense is playing well.
And I think the uplift of Zach Wilson is going to, kind of like we're all kind of saying pretty much, it's really going to affect the whole entire team, realistically. I know we're going to get into the flags in a bit, but boy.
The flags, I'm not necessarily...
No, they were... I don't usually like to play that sort of game where the officials do this or they really dictate the game, but there was some kind of questionable things. I think it was not so much that the flags were thrown; it's a matter of when the flags were thrown in relation to the play itself. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen the clips. Oh, we'll probably go into more when he gets here.
We'll get into the flags when we get Alessino back here in a couple of minutes. One thing that I want to say about Zach is one thing that everyone's talked so much shit about Zach for 2.5 years and hated on him for is that he always runs around and doesn't get rid of the ball fast enough. But one of the things that makes Zach Wilson special is his escapability. Mm-hmm. And we saw all of the positive results of his successful escapability on Sunday night. So the fact that we're going to try to take Zach and turn him into something is not. Turn him into a Kirk Cousins or an Eli Manning. The fact that we're going to try to turn him into like this Eli, Phil Rivers, stand in the pocket, step back 5 yards and sling it. That's never who Zach Wilson's been. His escapability is part of what makes him special, or the ability to be a special quarterback. And we saw him on the run hit Lazard on the deep ball. On the run, puts it right in Michael Carter's hands. Michael Carter drops it. We let Zach be Zach. We can't. He's not going to be Tom Brady. He's not going to be Drew Brees. Could he be Josh Allen-esque? Could he be not Mike Vick, Pat Mahomes-esque in terms of his ability to stretch plays and hit?
Could he be Aaron Rodgers-esque?
100% he could be Aaron Rodgers-esque. And that first touchdown pass to Ty Conklin, you telling me that if you put a number 8 on his jersey instead of the number 2, you'd think Aaron Rodgers was back on the field. The play fake, the weight, the delivery, all of it looked very Aaron Rodgers-esque.
No, I agree.
His escapability is what makes him him. We want Zach to be him. If you're going to fail, go out doing what you're good at. Don't fail trying to do something that he's probably never played football like that his entire career since he was 6. He's probably never been a drop back 1, 2, 3 and sling it guy.
Right.
He's always been a guy who can escape. But when it's not working well, Jack, just get rid of it. What are you running around for? But when he makes 4 dudes miss, attacks the line of scrimmage and hits Corey Davis for a 52-yard touchdown his rookie year against the Titans, he looks like he could be a top 5 guy. Let him be who he's going to be. Let's get into the flags. Here's my thing. It was a poorly officiated game. Both sides of the ball. Every way you look at it. Jets got away with the horse collar that wasn't a horse collar, while Breece Hall was grabbing the face mask. Jets get some calls that go their way. Chiefs get some calls that go their way. At the end of the game, two third and 20 situations, 2 no calls on blatant holds. The Chiefs extend the play. You can actually see there's a play where Travis Kelce catches the ball, gets a first down on that late drive there, and you look at the head official. He looks like he's in physical pain that he has to call a holding on the Chiefs and push it back. He looks like he's physically upset by it.
I saw that.
Throws, whatever. Jermaine Johnson gets held. He's literally smashing the left tackle in the face with his hand to try to break free. You don't get the call. Fine, it is what it is. Then the play happens. Mahomes hucks one up for grabs into double or triple coverage with a helmet in his chest, right? Ball gets picked off, flag for defensive holding. You can look at any replay in the NFL, any replay in a one-on-one battle, corner versus receiver, in slow motion, and call holding every time. Every single time you could call holding, illegal contact, DPI, OPI. If you want to slow it down, you can call it. Here where my problems arise. One, MVS was breaking towards the opposite side of where the ball was already going to. He planted his foot right, which the ball was going towards his right, and then fucking breaks left towards the post, towards the middle of the field. Ball's already in the air. He's not running anywhere near where the ball has to be, right? That's number one. Two, now this is, I believe Bart Scott used this analogy on ESPN New York, so I want to credit him. You're a baseball guy, Alessino. It's like a strike zone, right? If you play 8 innings and the umpire establishes the strike zone in the first 2 innings, right?
Yeah.
So if you play 8 innings and the strike zone is the same strike zone, and then you get to the 9th in a tie game and the strike zone changes, is that okay?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so when you referee 3/4 of football, the refs determine the rules of engagement. When you determine early and often that we're going to let the boys play a little bit and we're not throwing all these ticky-tack calls, you need to call it the same way the whole game. Because all of the players said it. Sauce said, I knew in the first quarter that we were going to get away with stuff like this. And that this was the way. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say it wasn't a hold or this or that. Look, I know there's bad angles that make it look like a hold. I know Sauce said that MVS ran into him and that's what created the contact. Neither here nor there. If you don't call it all game, you don't call it. On a 3rd and 22 with the game on the line, where the quarterback heaves the ball into double coverage as a last-second prayer, how many quarterbacks are getting that flag? 1. That flag doesn't get thrown. When your ball doesn't have a prayer of being completed, the refs don't throw the flag. Sam Howell's never getting that flag. Zach Wilson's never getting that flag. But Patrick Mahomes does. Now we got to get into the conspiracy theory aspect of it. The hold happens at the 31-yard line, right? Watch the replay. The hold happens at the 31-yard line. By the time the ball is picked off at the 41-yard line, right? By the time the ball gets picked off, it is almost 10 yards downfield from where the hold occurred. The ref is holding the flag in his hand still, double clutches, then sees that it's an interception and throws the flag.
Yeah.
So no matter, and this is Scott Territor, right? Who is related to Scott is it Territor?
Yeah.
Sterator?
Sterator, I think.
Gene Sterator? Yeah. Related to Gene Sterator, who's now a rules analyst. They have another cousin or brother who's also a ref or a former ref in the league. So now this is the nepotism part of the NFL refereeing, which might be an issue there. 2, it seems like he waited to see, like if that ball falls incomplete, we're putting the flag back in the pocket. Or if they catch the ball, we're putting the flag back in the pocket.
Right.
What makes it worse is you go to the NFL Instagram account the next morning, and the NFL Instagram bio says Chiefs are 2-0 as Swifties with a smiley face.
Yeah.
And then you go to the NFL Twitter account, and it's, we had so much fun with you guys today. And the header is a picture of Taylor Swift at the game. So, we all know you love Taylor Swift being there. We know you love the numbers. We know you love the ratings boost. But now it's a bad look. Now it's a bad fucking look. Now you're going to raise questions.
Yeah, I get it. I agree with you. I mean, to an extent, the NFL knows what they're doing. 100%. I'm not going to call it a conspiracy just yet, but I do think that they are much more. They're America's team, dude. Forget the Cowboys.
Yeah.
They're America's team.
Yeah, they are.
There's something I have to bring up, because all over Jets and Chiefs Twitter, people arguing back and forth about the flags, and everyone's pointing out the flags their team didn't get, which to me is silly. Like, it's not about the flag. It's about, one, what I already said about how 3/4, that's not a flag, and then in the 4th quarter it is. It's about the fact that it's an uncatchable ball for the offense. Got nothing to do. It was a poorly officiated game all the way around. But I seen multiple Chiefs fans on Twitter saying we're the most hated team in the league. Bitch, what? Go to 31 other cities in the NFL when the Chiefs are playing them at home, on the road for the Chiefs. Thousands of kids in Patrick Mahomes jerseys. Every fucking kid in every city doesn't care about what team they fucking root for. They don't care about what the home team is. They're all wearing Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce jerseys. They're on every primetime game.
Yeah.
Mahomes and Kelce are in every commercial, including the Pfizer one, which is a whole different argument about how medicine shouldn't be sponsored by athletes, but we're not even going to go there. Don't tell me that you're the most hated team in the league. Everyone fucking loves them.
Yeah.
Everyone loves them. We needed a hero to save us from Tom Brady, and that was Patrick Mahomes. And you know what they say about heroes, right? You either die one or you live long enough to become the villain. They're not there yet. They're still the heroes in this story.
Honestly, I still like him.
I still do too.
Yeah.
I liked him too. Fucking had enough of Trailer.
No, I'm all in on the Taylor
I've
Swift
had enough
thing.
of Taylor
I don't want
Swift
to talk
in the
about
NFL.
it, but I'm all in on it.
Well, this is all I'm going to say real quick. I get it. For the short term, great. Huge boost to the NFL, right? All they're doing is talking about all the numbers. From the 12 to 18 girls demographic was up 53% on Sunday Night Football.
That is pretty wild.
I'm all for the growth of business. I'm all for everyone making money. I love this league. I've loved this league my whole life. We want the league to do well. This is not sustainable growth. The minute that they break up, the minute that Taylor fucks off to go on tour and she's not at the game anymore, all of those numbers disappear. You're not growing anything.
Probably.
It's a short-term shot in the arm. Unless they get married and Taylor Swift and Brittany Mahomes are going to be in the fucking skybox at every game. But Taylor Swift is way too successful to be at every football game.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a sustainable ratings boost for the NFL. That's my point.
They don't give a shit.
Yeah, they're just.
Yeah, they just want more money now.
Yeah.
Give me the money now. I don't care about later. Which is fine. Look, it doesn't hurt. Do you think it hurts the NFL?
Absolutely.
It definitely doesn't hurt to have her there. And, like, open your eyes a little bit. She shows up last week. They blow out the Bears. She decides New York City, Sunday Night Football. This game was supposed to be Rodgers-Mahomes. Now it's Zach Wilson-Mahomes. Oh, perfect. This Taylor Swift thing fell right into our lap. Can we get Taylor Swift at the
Right.
game? Right? Bro, they do the coin toss. They show Taylor Swift and Brittany Mahomes and Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively and all them people up there in the box, right? They go, oh, the Jets deferred. Chiefs are opening the first half with the ball. Cut to commercial. What's the first commercial? The commercial for Taylor Swift's Eras Tour concert movie.
Yeah.
First one. They're not even
Oh,
hiding
yeah.
it from you guys.
People are pissed about the abomination of the ESPN. I'm sorry, the NBC.
The Toy Story
broadcast.
thing? Yo, that's ridiculous.
Nah, the Toy
It's
Story thing
made
was lit, dude.
for children.
Yeah.
If you're upset about it, then don't watch it. Watch the
No.
regular stream.
The night game. How they kept showing Taylor Swift, and they were like,
Oh, I thought you were the Toy Story thing.
Oh, talking about
they
Collinsworth?
overdid the whole thing.
You talking about Collinsworth?
No, that they said the broadcast, like every time they went to commercial or came back from a commercial or every time a big play happened or every time Kelsey touched the ball, they would show Taylor Swift, and they said there was an abomination of sports broadcast.
Collinsworth said on the air, we were planning on talking about a lot about Taylor Swift tonight, but then a football game happened. This actually became a game and we have to do our jobs.
We had all these.
I'm
Taylor
sorry.
Swift
That
notes.
pisses me off as a Jets fan, and it should piss you off as a Jets fan. And whoever the Chiefs got next week, they should be pissed off if she's at the game. We're here to play football. It's great that she's there. Do your job. Like, don't be upset that you have to do your job because my team's actually competing and you can't talk about a pop star
Yeah, that's wild.
for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Other than that, yeah, I mean, Jets excite me. I was real excited about the possibility of the Zach Wilson revenge tour finally beginning. You see the look in those eyes when he's hugging Mahomes after the game. That is a different man than we saw 10 months ago.
I mean, we'll see.
Anything
Time
else,
will tell.
anything else
Yeah.
around the league you want to divulge into a little bit here? I'm tripling down on Brandon Staley being awful. I know Eberflus is the favorite now because Chicago just can't seem to get it right, but I'm tripling down on Brandon Staley
Yeah.
should be the first coach fired. Again, I know it was all year last year. I'm tripling down. That guy cannot manage a game to save his life.
Yeah.
Sorry about it.
I saw the guy when he told his teammates, when he told the player to get down after the pick.
Yeah.
Wow. Jack,
Alessino.
you ready to guess lines?
Sure. I mean, I don't know why you're talking directly to me. You have two other competitors.
Because you look dead on the fucking
You're also
computer.
the only one who's won one.
Yeah,
Brian
you
got
announced
big
the
goose egg on the
2-1.
scoreboard.
I mean, I'm a good sportsman, so.
I'm talking to you like a winner now, and now you don't want to talk like a winner.
Motherfucker, I'm waiting for the Jets to beat the shit out of the Broncos. So
Take it easy.
Don't tell me to take it easy now.
Easy.
Broncos suck.
They do. We're taking a break.
They suck. We're breaking.
What up, guys? We're going to get you back to the show as soon as possible. I promise you that. But before we can do that, we have to make sure that all of our listeners are looking good and feeling better this fall with Saatchi Di Dinero. October 14th, Saatchi is releasing their Fall 2022 collection. You want a hoodie that's nice and comfortable. You can wear it out when you're running errands. You can wear it out to the bar. You can wear it maybe when you're going to pick up a date. Whatever you want to do this fall, Saatchi's got you covered. These hoodies, they're pre-shrunk, and it's an oversized fit. So basically what that means is you're going to want to grab one size down from what you would normally wear, and you're going to be perfect. You normally a large, grab a medium. Normally a medium, you want to grab a small. It's very simple, very lightweight, very comfortable. We got a promo code for you. The promo code HAVOC, HAVOC, going to get you 10% off of your total purchase at checkout. SaatchiDiDinero.com is where you want to go for that. Saatchi Di Dinero, always authentic, never counterfeit. Welcome back to the show. Best way to support the show is to support the sponsors. Support the sponsors. You're supporting the boys, supporting the podcast. That means chase a dream, quit our jobs. You know the fucking deal. Still going to keep saying it. Shout out Saatchi Di Dinero. Time for everyone's favorite part of the show.
But before we do that, the Broncos fucking suck. And I'm doubling down that Sean Payton's the first coach fired this year, and they fucking bombed the whole front office. I think everything goes out the fucking window. Restart that shit. Peyton Manning did not retire for this.
Well, you're right. He retired for his broken neck. Who's ready to guess some lines?
Yay.
Alcino has 3 wins on the year. Jack has 1. Me and Brian, 2 big fat goose eggs.
Step it up.
Thursday night football, an absolute barn burner. 2 days time we're going to have to watch. I don't even know how quick this segment's going to be after Guess the Lines. Chicago Bears taking on the Washington Commanders. I mean, I got Washington -3.5, and maybe it's just not big enough.
I got Washington -3.
I got a -5.
I got a -4.5.
They are -6.
So Brian,
Yeah,
boy.
Brian, starting off hot. There we go.
We got one more. Well, not one more. We have another London game, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The adopted London team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, will be taking on the Buffalo Bills. This counts as a home game for Buffalo, although it is in London. I gotta be honest, I didn't take that into account when I picked Buffalo -3.5.
I took Buffalo 7.
I took the -9.
Whoa.
-9? Jacksonville's a good team, man.
I got 3.5
I told you
too.
I didn't watch football. It's -5.5.
So what'd you have?
7.
So
Me and you get it, right?
we get it, right? Yeah. Over here counting scores with my right hand, like a child.
I also took into account Buffalo beating up on the Dolphins.
Yeah, but Jaguars are going to get some respect.
Yeah.
PS buys this week: Cleveland Browns, Los Angeles Chargers, Seattle Seahawks, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 1 p.m. slate. We're opening up with the Houston Texans at the Atlanta Falcons. Houston looks really impressive, and I wanted to bet on them last week against the Steelers. I couldn't bring myself to do it, and right away I knew I fucked up. CJ Stroud looks like legit. We know DeMeco Ryans is a good coach. I'm not buying Atlanta. I think Vegas is going to take this a little closer than you'd expect. I think Atlanta gets 1.5 for being the home team.
I got Atlanta for 2 as the home team.
Atlanta for Trace.
Damn, I went with Houston -4.5. But it's Atlanta -2.
Bing
So
bong.
bing bong for Jack. Carolina Panthers, who are 0-4, absolutely dreadful team. Not coached well, not enough talent. They're playing America's new real team, the Detroit Lions, in Detroit, who look as legit as they come, even if it means handing David Montgomery the ball 35 times and ignoring their top 15 pick in Jahmyr Gibbs. Bryce Young looks like a goddamn 10th grader out there. I'm out on Bryce Young. I'm out.
I couldn't tell.
I'm already out on Bryce Young. Detroit -6.
I got Detroit 6.5.
I got a -6 as well.
I got 7.5.
It's -9.5.
Jesus Christ, dude. See, this is where it gets me with Alessino, right? This is where I get confused because isn't the whole point of Vegas like making the lines to get people to play?
Yeah.
Don't you want to not go too high and scare people off? You still want to rake something in. I think 9.5 is too high. I really do.
I think they reversed it. I think they right away they're going to see money come in on Panthers, drop the line to where it properly should be, right? Then you get the pushback. Let everybody fly in with the Panthers now, right? Lower the line a little bit, have some more money take the Lions, have the Panthers get blown the fuck out, and everybody who put their initial money in a 9 lost.
But is it going to drop 3 points? Because I need it under a touchdown if I'm going to play it.
This one isn't.
Tennessee Titans at the Indianapolis Colts. Tennessee, weird start to the year. Colts, kind of red hot start to the year. But I'm still believing that Tennessee is more like what we saw this past weekend than what we saw the first 3 weeks. I'm still believing, look, Russillo, I was listening to Russillo earlier today. He said it. If you watch Red Zone and only Red Zone, you probably think Anthony Richardson is sick. But you're missing a lot of the other stuff between the 20s. I don't want to disparage the kid. I just said all this stuff about people dragging Zach Wilson. I want him to succeed. I think the league would be way better off if 30 teams had a franchise quarterback instead of 9. So I want him to do good. I got Tennessee -2.5 on the road. Not yet. He'll be good, but not yet.
Yeah, I got Indy -3.5, dude.
Yeah, Colts -5.
5?
Out of the Titans -1.5.
It's the Colts -1.
So who gets that, Alessino?
Well, what did he have? Because he had the right
3.5.
team. So it depends on how you want to play that.
He was off by 2.5, but he had the right team, and you were off by what?
2. No. 2.5.
And you had,
But he had the right team.
Yeah, so
you were under, but he picked the right team.
yeah.
I'm okay with it.
That would go to
Alright.
Jack.
Jack gets the point. Circle gets the square. Here we go. I immediately feel like I went too low. Big Blue going to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Just got them humbled a little bit in Buffalo. Tyreek Hill said that he was almost glad it happened that way, and they got it out of the way early. They needed a little bit of a G check. I think I went too low. Miami -8.5.
You think you went too low at 8.5? Fuck, I took 9.5.
I took 10.
I took 8.5 too.
It's 11.
Yeah, Brian, let's fucking go. This is another one that I just probably went too low on just because I don't feel great about the New Orleans Saints going to New England, taking on Tiny Mac and his little pea shooter of an arm, and Bill Belichick. I got New Orleans -1.5 on the road.
I got Nolans -1.
I had New England -1.
Yeah, I got New England -2.
It's New England -1.5.
That's painful.
That's your boy.
Brian
That's
Jack
painful.
tied for the lead. Baltimore Ravens going to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. Steelers just look rough out there. I mean, they're going to be able to win a few with their grittiness on defense. Kenny Pickett's deep bone bruising in the right knee. So I think it's his right knee. It could be his left.
I heard he's gonna play though.
He might, but even if he does, Kenny's one of these mobile guys, bad bone bruise. Baltimore -4.5.
I got Baltimore 5.5.
I took up 7.
Damn, I was wrong. I did 3.5.
I couldn't go 7. It's a divisional game.
I know the defense scared me, but I was like, you don't know. The offense is so bad.
Yeah.
They're gonna. But it is Baltimore -4.
Let's go.
What did you put?
4.5.
I was 3.5.
God fucking damn it. I'm so
no.
sick of this shit.
I was gonna say you.
Where'd you go,
Yeah,
dude?
you lost. Did he fall off the chair?
I hope so. You alright? Are you having a cardiac event? Bueller? Bueller. Dude, are you having a stroke?
Yeah, you're right.
I think the green screen's fucked up over there, dude.
No, but he'd hear us, though. Are you dying? Are you medically unwell? Is it a podcast first?
Unless he pulled his mic out and he's trying to put it back in.
Yeah, but he's not on the... huh?
It looks like he's joining from his phone. Little technical malfunction going
fucking
on.
audible.
Brother, what's going on here? My brother in Christ.
What a fucking disaster.
What just happened?
Computer died.
I kicked the computer over
You
again.
kicked the computer over again, dude. He did it again.
So tough.
Good thing you got a wedding coming up. You're going to have to spend a lot of that wedding money on a new computer.
Where are we?
We just finished the 1 o'clock game. Score check. Deadlocked between the three of you at 3 points each. I have 1. We got 4 o'clock games and 2 night games to go. Anyone's ball game still. Philadelphia Eagles.
Fucking tragedy.
Philadelphia Eagles at Los Angeles SoFi Stadium to play the Rams. I have Philly laying 6.
Me too. Philly with 4.5.
Who is it? What is it? What is the game?
Philly Rams.
Oh, Philly. Yeah, Philly 7.
It's Philly -4.
Let's go.
So Jack gets it. 1 or 2.
1.
All right. Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Cincy -3.
3.5.
I have 3.
I have 3 as well.
It's 3.
Oh, great. So everyone gets
That
2.
was the one I knew before.
Everyone
that's
gets
why I
2
wasn't gonna guess it.
except Jack.
That's big time. Jack was in first, right?
Yeah, now I'm not.
Yeah, you guys are up on him by 1, and I'm behind him by 1. New York Jets at the Denver Broncos. Because of the Jets, other than last night, what are they offensively? And because it's in Denver, I went Jets -2.5.
I went with the standard Vegas slander. I went Broncos -1.
I went Jets -2.
I went Broncos -3.
It's Broncos -2,
So I get it.
which I think is fucking crazy.
Yeah, hammer the Jets. It's crazy. They just suck you back in because last Thursday we said we're done betting on the Jets.
Right.
Here we go. We have to bet them again. Just the way it's going
I
to be.
agree.
Kansas City at Minnesota. I got Kansas City -6.5.
I got Kansas City -7.
I have a -8.
This is the hardest one. I only went 5.
It's Kansas City -5.
God damn, dude.
That's where we are at.
What? What? What?
Sunday Night Football, Dallas Cowboys at San Francisco. I got San Francisco as a 3.5-point home favorite.
I got Frisco as a 2-point underdog. Not underdog, fucking favorite.
I have him at 4.5.
3.5.
It's 3.5.
For nothing.
So he just
Good thing I
double
bing bonged it while Alessino fucking basically it's over. Alessino won again. It's 9 to 5-5. It's 9 to 5 to 5 to 5.
Oh,
Let's
God.
just do this one for fun, huh? What do you guys say?
Okay.
Green Bay Packers at Las Vegas to play the Raiders Monday Night Football. I got Green Bay laying 3.5.
I got Green Bay 1.5.
I got him 2.5.
I got him 2.5.
It's 2.5.
Oh, yeah!
So I got 7 points. That's a good week for you, boy. Not a victory, but in some weeks.
So
it could
Alessino had 11, Brian had 7, me and Jack both had 5. That's guess the lines. Right off rip here, I gotta love the Jets as dogs.
be. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about the Cowboy game yet.
I might take Houston. I'm not gonna lie.
I think I might have to take
+2 is
Houston
a little
also.
Interesting.
I think I might also have to take Houston.
The Rams might be interesting too. I don't know how. I mean, the Eagles. I mean,
I might
maybe
bet against
not.
the Eagles.
I don't know.
I might bet against the Eagles every week until I cash one.
I'm going to go Saints because until further notice, the Patriots suck to me. I'm going to go Jets, and I'm going to go this. I can't believe I'm saying it. I'm going to go Bengals because -3 is a crime against the Cardinals. And I know they're 1-3 and they suck, but you think they got to wake up eventually. And I'm going to go Chiefs -5 because that's not enough. That's where I'm at.
All right. Interesting enough. Fair enough. Shall we fucking do whatever kind of segment we want to do on the Thursday night game?
Sure.
Let's
I'll
get
pull up
into
what we
it, I
got
guess.
here, yeah.
Here, I got it.
As
Don't
of
watch
now,
it.
as of now, Chase Claypool's still rostered, but the rumors were last night that they would release him if they could not find a trade for him. Let's just start there. I mean, worst
What a
trade.
loser, dude.
What a terrible. They trade a second round pick that, because of the Miami Dolphins forfeiting a pick with the Tom Brady nonsense, wound up being the 32nd overall, which is essentially a first round pick for this guy, Chase Claypool. Isn't even going to get a full season's worth of games under his belt before they're just willing to move on from him for nothing. Healthy
Who won
scratch
the pick?
last week. Not only was he a healthy scratch last week, they told him, don't even come. Stay home. Stay your ass home, Chase. That's a good question. See, who was the 32nd pick in last year's draft?
Well, now the computer's back on, so
Good, just in time for the end.
I'm staying on the phone, but
I figured.
It's going to be Lewis Sign, a safety out of Georgia, was the 32 pick last year.
And that was obviously for who picked them? The Steelers?
The Vikings.
The Vikings?
Yeah, 32.
So the Vikings wound up trading into the pick. Yeah, so that guy, he got hurt. I'm pretty sure that safety that they traded got hurt in the preseason, I believe, and fucked his shit up. But he's a pretty good player. Probably
Yeah,
going to...
It sure looks like it. He's got no stats the whole year.
I'm pretty sure he got hurt in the
Yeah.
preseason, fucked his knee up pretty bad.
Yeah, he's still questionable right now, too.
You will eventually replace Harrison Smith as an impressive starter in that defensive secondary. So not only did the Steelers get that 32nd overall pick from Chicago in exchange for Chase Claypool, who was dead in their offense, they then wound up moving into Minnesota for more picks. So couldn't be more of a home run for the Pittsburgh front office. Just another typical run-of-the-mill disaster for this Chicago franchise as of late. I mean, look, some teams just can't figure out certain positions, right? The Bears couldn't figure it out with Brandon Marshall. They couldn't figure it out with Allen Robinson. They couldn't figure it out with now Chase Claypool. And we're quickly, almost rapidly about to have that conversation with DJ Moore.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It's interesting. What do we got going on? Let's get some numbers for Thursday night.
I mean, over-under's 45.5. It's Commanders -6. I don't even feel confident. I mean,
Wait,
Money line's
who did you say was the pick, Brian?
Lewis Sign.
Huh.
Why?
I don't have that.
Who do you have?
Joey Porter Jr.
32 overall.
Yeah.
When did Sign get picked?
Oh, wait, am I in the wrong draft class? Yep.
Yeah, that might
I'm
have
in
been
the
the
wrong
last.
draft class.
That might have been 2 years ago. Lewis Sign got drafted.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, Joey Porter Jr.,
That
the
makes more sense.
cornerback.
Son of famed Pittsburgh Steelers legend and Super Bowl champion Joey Porter. We're at that age now. It's kind of fucked up, right? There's lots of sons. There's lots of
Yeah.
dudes' sons that we used to watch play. Brendan Rice is lighting it up at USC, son of Jerry Rice. Jeremiah Trotter Jr., looking a lot like his daddy, linebacker for LSU. The Sanders brothers are lighting it up. Marvin Harrison Jr. Got a
Yeah,
lot
that's
of
weird.
young kids. Remember, what's his name? The guy who died from the Bengals.
The
wide
running back.
receiver, Henry. You know what I'm talking about? The wide
Last
receiver.
week, you talking about?
No, he played with the Bengals with Chad Johnson and Carson Palmer.
Yeah.
He was number 15. I'm pretty sure his last name was
Henry?
Henry. Point of the story is I'm pretty sure close friend Pac-Man Jones has taken on big responsibility with raising those kids. His son is a senior in high school right now, just committed to The Ohio State University, I believe. Point I was trying to make there.
Not Cedric Benson?
No, not Cedric Benson. Is he dead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He died
Chris
in a
Henry.
motorcycle accident.
Chris Henry.
He died a long time ago.
Yeah, he was still playing, wasn't he?
Oh, really?
I did
know
not.
that.
Didn't he fall off of the back of a pickup truck or something?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that actually. Jeez.
Yelling at his girlfriend.
Damn.
Listen, man. It's always women. It can always come back to a woman. Brian's doing it right. So, The fucking Commanders, the C words are -6.5. The over/under's 45. I mean,
There we go. Touchdown scores. I'm trying to find something, but like,
dude, I don't know.
I mean, like, who do you take?
I know it's a gambling show and all that fun stuff.
Cole Kmet plus 320. I mean,
He scored 2 last week. He scored 2 last week. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to bet on a
Yeah,
guy.
against the worst
Who was the
defense in
highest
human
odds?
history.
I'm not going to bet on a guy.
Brian Robinson.
To score, Brian
Minus
Robinson.
115.
Well,
the
I know he
lowest
scored
odds?
twice.
Oh, the highest odds.
I mean, that was lowest odds, is what I was saying. You
Oh,
got
that's
what I was
what you
asking.
were
But
looking
who has the highest odds to score? Fucking Roshan Johnson?
Velus Jones Jr. Not even sure who that is. He actually has lower odds than no touchdown scoring at all.
No idea who that is. Sounds like a H-back.
He's a wide receiver. He's never done anything.
What about Quinimus St. Brown?
Quinimus, we got plus 800 for Quinimus, but goddamn, he's got to get it. He's got to get it.
What
What about
about
Dotson?
what's the other team? Jahan Dotson? He caught one last week.
I'd
Plus
rather
215.
I'd rather just take Fields to get in twice.
Yeah, honestly, I mean,
Take Fields to get in twice for plus 500 or whatever the fuck it is.
plus 900.
Is it
What
plus
is it
900? Plus
for?
200?
What is it for Brian Robinson to get in twice?
Just one. One for Fields is plus 140. 2 for Brian Robinson is plus 500.
I think that's the play.
Can I get silly willy with it?
If I get silly and you tell me to go fuck myself again, you get one.
Sam
you can have
Howell.
one.
Sam Howell to run him.
Yeah.
Odds?
What are
I
the
don't
odds?
think it's that crazy. Sam Howell, he is plus 350 for Sam.
Wow, plus 350
Yeah.
for Sam Howell to get in. I mean, I like it a little less. I like it a little less now. That's all I have to say.
Oh, yeah, a lot less.
Look, I mean, I know this isn't what you should be saying when it's ultimately a gambling show here, but I'll tell you right now, Monday I didn't make any wagers and it was great. You know, I got to just watch a terrible football game and then move on with my life. Maybe Thursday the best play is no play. Hate to say it. Maybe the best play is no play. Maybe you pick 1 or 2 guys you like, put in touchdown bets on them. I really like the idea of the quarterbacks, both of them, Howell and Fields, to each get in once for whatever. Call me crazy. I also don't mind Jahan Dotson.
Yeah.
Definitely have a problem with Equanimeous St. Brown. I just don't feel like he's getting the targets, really. And that's just an eyeball test. He could be getting all the targets, and I'm just not watching enough Bears because they suck.
Yeah, you don't really see them on red zone.
This is one of those games to me where, like, I mean, if you got nothing else going on, throw it on, do some laundry, just have it on as background noise. Maybe if you're starting, we're a quarter of the way through the season now, right? So maybe if you're a little. By the way, after today, we have at least one college or NFL game on for the next 55 days straight. So there could be an opportunity where you might have some football fatigue. So not necessarily a bad thing. October just kicked off. Maybe cuddle up with your loved one, throw in a scary movie, relax, get a good night of sleep, attack work on Friday, and we'll just get everything ready to go for the weekend. You know, big weekend of college and pro ball coming up. I know everyone wants to establish momentum because I do it every week. And every week I've done it. I've established momentum going into Saturday, and then it doesn't always translate. So I know you want to establish momentum going into the weekend, but a game like this on a Thursday night with these 2 quarterbacks and these 2 offenses, you talk. I mean, if Howell completed that the second the pass he threw that wound up being incomplete, if that ball gets completed, the clock runs out. They never make it to overtime.
Right.
You know, I don't know if these offenses really excite me enough on a Thursday night to put some real wagers in.
Yeah.
You're going to try to chase momentum, and then, look, odds are, if you're betting on the fun stuff, if you're betting on the Commanders to cover by over a touchdown, or over 45 points, or touchdown nonsense, or overs on yards, odds are you're going into Saturday morning a loser. That's just my
I'll tell you
opinion.
what the play is. I'm going to take the Commanders to cover the under and 2 Brian Robinson touchdowns.
All parlayed.
Parlayed
Can we
together.
get
3
odds
leg.
on that? On a mini swing,
What are we doing here?
mini dick swing of the week?
Mini dicks. I
Give
would.
me, I got it right here.
Commanders to cover.
Commanders to cover.
Under.
The under.
Under.
And
Shot
2
guy to score twice.
Yeah.
Touchdown scores. You can't get 2+ in it. You can't get 2+ in a parlay.
That makes sense.
Damn, you really can't get 2+ in a parlay.
Hold on. Might be able to finagle.
No, I don't
here.
think. I don't think they'll give you a 2+. Let's see.
Oh, they'll give it to me.
I guess we've lost Alcino.
Yeah.
Signing off in today's show.
I'm here.
Oh.
Oh, are you? Not to us,
Yeah.
you're not.
I'm here.
Well, we just see your name in all lowercase
Oh,
letters.
I'm on the I'm on DraftKings looking at
can't
bets.
see-
That's why.
I can't see 2, but it looks like for 1, if you did that same parlay with 1, it would be you got plus 550.
I mean, 5.5 to 1 isn't bad odds. Throw the second touchdown out anyway. But 1 touchdown under 45 points, and the Commanders minus 6.5. Best case scenario, they win 10-3, and Brian Robinson's the lone touchdown scorer on the day.
Right.
You know, which I could very well see happening. But like I said, me personally, cool in the
Yeah,
Jets.
I might just stay away from this game. Keep my wallet up until Sunday.
If you're that desperate for action, MLB playoffs, wild card week just started. How do you feel, Anthony?
I think the Orioles are going to win it all.
Okay. Any
That's how
dogs
I
in
feel
the,
like.
any dogs in the wild card round you like?
Twins look good, but they won today. Now I'm giving out I don't want to be the guy that's like, oh, the underdog won today. They're up 1-0. You should take them. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of corny. But
They won
Twins haven't won a
today?
playoff game since 2004.
19 straight playoff games they've lost, I guess, until today.
Well, they won today. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. I think the Orioles have as good a chance as anybody to win the whole thing.
Which, I mean, I feel like that's kind of been, since about the 2-month mark, that's kind of been...
Oh, they've been outrageous this year.
Yeah.
They passed their over-under wins in, just after the All-Star break.
Yeah, they've had an insane year. It's part of the reason the Yankees were so down this year, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because
And
there
then
were points in the midsummer where the Yankees would be the best team in their division, but in the AL East they were in 4th place. But in many other divisions they would have been in 1st. You know, so one of those years for the Yankees and for Baltimore. The other thing I was going to say, but I didn't because it's saying if you're that desperate for action, WNBA finals are about to start, but those games don't start until next week. I don't know who fucking decided the WNBA needed to go well into November this year when usually it's over by now. But the 2 preseason favorites, the Las Vegas Aces and the New York Liberty, matching up in the WNBA finals starting next week.
Nice.
Go Liberty, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go Liberty. I
Liberty.
should have placed that bet. I wanted to bet them to win the whole thing before the season started, but it was like minus money.
Yeah, it was.
I think it was minus 110 or minus 150 for them to win the whole thing, and I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
For a futures bet like that, no way. But not a huge WNBA guy.
Yeah.
I'm all about the Liberty. I've watched more Liberty games this year than I've watched any women's basketball in my whole life. They got a good squad. But other than that, it's all right if you just sit out. Bet baseball. Bet hockey preseason's rolling around. Basketball preseason's rolling around. If you're that desperate for action, there's action to be found. Just sit out the Thursday night
Or,
game.
you know, here's a good one. Read a fucking book. You should always just
What are you
read
reading
a book,
right now?
dude.
What
am I reading?
Currently
right
Dude,
now?
do I look like I can fucking read?
No.
Well, then there's your answer. I
All
give
right, well-
wisdom. I don't fucking read.
Since I completely, this is a tradition we started last week, and I completely forgot about it, but we're ending the show anyway right now, so this is a perfect way to end it. Alcino, you won. You won Guess the Lines. Very much like around the horn style. This
Oh,
is the
yeah.
Sachi Di Dinero winner's circle. You got a
You got-
minute.
No, a minute. I
Yeah.
thought it was 30
It
seconds.
was
full
30
minute, I
seconds,
wasn't
but
prepared.
you
My
have up
question,
to a
Jack.
minute.
I want to use my minute to ask Jack. Can you write script?
What?
This is how he's using his FaceTime?
Hold on. Yeah,
Can you
dude,
write in cursive,
I can write in cursive.
other than your name?
You can.
Yes. Yeah.
Could you read cursive?
Yes.
All right.
I just
At
can't
what
read.
level do you think you could read cursive on?
I wouldn't say a high level. I'd say an average level.
Like an 8th grade level?
I would say at a high school level I could read
Like a 10th grade level, or like a high school graduate?
like a high school graduate.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
You got 30 more
You are
seconds, dude.
closely removed from high school, so I don't want to be,
I
That's
know how to
fine. I
write a
just had a quick
script, dude.
question.
Don't worry. They taught us that.
Yeah, they taught you, but
Dog.
they
When I was in 4th grade, my handwriting wasn't that good. And my fucking teacher told my parents she was unconcerned because of the way computers were going.
listen. This is my
Great
minute,
call.
okay?
Yeah,
Shout out to Bobo the giraffe from Long Island Game Farm. He passed away suddenly today. He will be missed.
And that's it.
that was the
And this segment's brought to you by Sachi Di Dinero.
Based on.
Always authentic, never counterfeit. That's our show. We'll be back on Thursday. I don't know if we're gonna have our presence be graced by this all-star on the Zoom over here, but the rest of us will be here Thursday. We're gonna go into the Super Saturday Showdown picks. We're gonna do handicapping. We'll cover our losses or wins from last week. We'll see all you guys for that on Thursday. We're brought to you by Sachi Di Dinero, Stay Thirsty Company, Justin's Chop Shop at West Hampton Beach, Dino Skate Park, House of Havoc Podcasting. Peace out. Dummy.
Yeah. Shout out Jimmy Butler.
Shout out Jimmy Butler.